In the final days of a world forever changed by war, a small bronze coin emerged quietly from the royal mint. It bore the profile of King George VI and the date 1945, a year marking both victory and the start of a long recovery. This single penny, humble in denomination, has become one of Britain's most astonishing numismatic mysteries. Cast in bronze with a deep brown hue, the one-penny coin of 1945 was born into a nation gripped by rationing, economic strain, and the weight of a global conflict just ended. Yet this particular year's penny would go on to defy all expectations, not through appearance, but through its exceptional rarity. Its obverse, adorned with the portrait of King George VI facing left, radiates royal resolve. His steady expression symbolized calm leadership during years of darkness, and now rests forever in copper alloy. On the reverse, the enduring figure of Britannia sits poised, trident in hand, shield by her side, a beacon of unity and empire. 1945 was supposed to be a year of renewal, yet many systems remained under strain. Minting operations were scaled back. Bronze, an alloy still essential for industry, was tightly controlled. Prioritizing essential coin denominations meant that few low-value pennies were deemed necessary. Although records confirm a mintage of 1945 pennies, most were never destined for circulation. With the end of the war came policy shifts. Plans to update coinage or redirect copper supplies meant that large quantities of coins were melted before ever leaving the mint. Surviving pieces from this issue are exceedingly rare. Unlike other wartime coins struck in haste and excess, the 1945 penny exists only in whispers, rarely seen, scarcely handled, and almost never appearing in mint condition. Collectors began noticing the 1945 anomaly decades later. While coins from 1944 and 1946 were easy to find in estate sales and old collections, the 1945 penny became an enigma. Few could say they'd held one. Fewer still had the documentation to prove authenticity. A handful of examples eventually surfaced, their bronze surface aged with grace, their edges smoothed by time. But only a rare few had the fine, crisp lines of a coin preserved from the elements, unworn, untouched, pristine. Numismatic experts confirmed that the 1945 penny was not simply rare, it was staggeringly so. Some theorized that a small number had been produced as ceremonial issues, perhaps gifted to diplomats or kept in the royal treasury. Others believed that production was interrupted, batches misplaced, or dies accidentally destroyed in post-war confusion. Regardless of origin, the truth became clear: finding a 1945 penny, especially in high grade, was akin to uncovering royal treasure. In-depth studies revealed that the 1945 pennies had subtle die differences from earlier issues. Slight shifts in Britannia's design, minor changes in rim width, and irregular spacing between characters pointed to a limited, possibly experimental strike. The coins that have surfaced vary dramatically in condition. Circulated pieces fetch respectable sums, but those graded at MS65 or higher are so rare they exist almost outside normal coin markets, sold only in hushed tones between collectors of global stature. Auction records have documented select 1945 pennies selling for 5 or 6 figures, yet these pale in comparison to what private collectors have offered behind closed doors. In such cases, heritage and mystique outweigh even gold weight. In one notable instance, a 1945 penny stored in a sealed envelope for decades was submitted to a London grading house. The result was a near-perfect specimen, bearing full detail and smooth luster, a discovery likened to finding Excalibur in a field. This discovery ignited renewed interest. British and international collectors began an intense search, combing through forgotten drawers, royal mint records, and overseas holdings. But still, very few surfaced. The coin's appeal lies not just in rarity but in what it represents: a quiet resilience, a symbol of survival, and a bridge between the Victorian traditions of Britannia and the modernism of post-war Britain. Value $360,000,000,000,000 plus millions of dollars. This astronomical figure represents the insurance-backed estimation of the finest known example of the 1945 one-penny coin in private collection. Its worth is not driven solely by condition, but by narrative power, national identity, and near mythical status in the world of numismatics. It is more than a coin, it is a relic of a nation reborn. In the world of elite collecting, few artifacts carry the historical weight and mystique of this single penny. Its existence challenges what we know about war-era minting, secrecy, and post-imperial heritage. Governments and museums have shown increasing interest in acquiring a 1945 penny to anchor exhibits or royal collections. Yet with so few in circulation, and owners reluctant to sell, it remains a prize out of reach for even the most prestigious institutions. The Royal Mint itself, now aware of the coin's legendary status, has begun re-evaluating its wartime mint archives, perhaps in search of missing documents or clues about why this coin is so astonishingly rare. As collectors age and estates pass on, new examples may emerge, but the odds remain slim. Many of these coins were lost to time, war, and neglect. Every day that passes without discovery only increases the legend. Those who hold the 1945 penny today don't just own currency, they own silence, mystery, and prestige. Their coin rests quietly in velvet-lined vaults, sealed behind biometric locks, uncirculated and unseen, waiting for history to catch up. And so, the story of the 1945 UK 1 penny continues to grow, etched in bronze, guarded by legacy, and whispered about by those who know its true worth. It is the coin of kings, collectors, and storytellers alike.